Welcome back to today's morning report on Thursday, 30th of June with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. Looking at Eurodollar now, and we've seen this recovery in Eurodollar in the last couple of days as sentiment has just started to improve slightly, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be sustainable. I've sort of talked about this this pivot line, 1050 to 11 figure. You're just slightly above that at the moment. But generally, I think that what we've got now is, a sell zone. I think between 11 figure and 12, say 12 figure, 12.15 really, because you've still got, if you sort of zoom out here, this uptrend channel, this old uptrend channel, which was this uptrend was the basis of support. I think that's now going to become the basis of resistance. That basically is bang on 12 figure area today. You've also got this old pivot line around 12.15 as well, 12.15. And I think that generally what we're going to see is this is an unwinding move. I think that is basically just a rally that's going to get sold into, because looking at these momentum indicators, I'd say that there's more of a bearish bias now going on. You're sort of still trading underneath all the moving averages, which are beginning to all turn over in bearish sequence. And I think generally speaking, this is just an unwinding move that's going to be tempting traders back into to sell again. Because I think that just looking across the euro, I think ultimately this Brexit decision does change the outlook generally, and that is what the technicals are saying as well. You've sort of come out of this bullish uptrend channel, you just rolled through the bottom of that, and I think ultimately we're going to start to just play around in the lower reaches of this range, so between 108 and sort of the pivot band. Likely to see a new sort of trading range develop, I think, between those two levels, and the top of that ultimately, or the big resistance, comes in, I think, around 112 at the moment. But this little rebound, I think, is just unwinding some of the oversold momentum, and I think it's going to renew it. I think ultimately this is just playing out as a bit of consolidation. This is the hourly chart. This is what the technicals are saying anyway. There's not really any major momentum in this recovery. RSI falling over around 65. It's sort of slightly positive, yes, because it is sort of forming slightly higher highs in the last few days, but I think there is this overhead supply now in place. And 1134 was yesterday's high. That was below 1188, which is the Brexit day resistance that formed. Couple of occasions that level sort of came in, so 1180, 1188 seems to be the resistance, and that is again just underneath that 12 figure area. So I think it's a pretty decent selling area that we're into now, sort of 100 ticks between sort of 11 figure, 12 figure on euro dollar, and it seems as though this is just an unwinding move. You've got the minor support that comes in 1083, that's today's low. And that sort of protects 1032, but generally speaking, I think it's going to just roll over and just start to put pressure back on the downside, as I expect that we're going to see sort of renewed sort of bearish influence on all these charts generally in the coming days. So I wish you good luck in your trading on Eurodollar today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.